to this episode of the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one spooky book at a time. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
Happy spooky season.
Happy spooky season, everyone. I hope you've been reading spooky books because we're in the season of it.
And if you're not, I actually don't think you're allowed in September and October.
A jump scare?
Imagine listening to this audio. That's all you hear. Cut the episode, you play the music. What happened?
It's like, damn, it really got spooky.
Yeah. It didn't even last a minute.
Do you remember the spooky videos? Yes. You told me about all of these like scary videos on YouTube.
Oh man.
Of this one guy.
Alan Resnick? Is that one Alan Tutorials?
Yes. I think about that sometimes because Cheli would tell me about these videos.
Yes.
All the time. And then you would tell me about like how unsettling they became.
Yes.
And
oh my gosh.
Like,
wait, give me 2 seconds to talk about this.
Okay, go.
So Alan Resnick is a guy who makes I don't know what you call them, experimental videos.
Probably.
So he made a whole YouTube channel called Alan Tutorials, and he was very dedicated to this bit where it was like, it's a kid who just wants to make YouTube channels. So he's like, how to make holes in a paper. Okay, get a fork and stick a hole through it. Okay, thanks guys. Like, comment, subscribe,
Yeah.
And would be like that. But then apparently this character, Alan Tutorials, was doing really well that they kidnapped him in order to make content. And it was so like unsettling because he was just in a room. And there was one point where they left the room open and you can see the outside and then it just stops there. And this guy stopped posting for 2 years. And people were like, what the fuck? And everyone knew who Alan Resnick was. But for the people who didn't know, they were like, is Alan okay? Like, what's going on? And then he posted 2 years later a video of just the feet of the kid and he was sprinting in the forest. And then like there was other videos where it was like he was eating something in the forest and his hair was like all outgrown and stuff like that. But then he was forced back into this place to stay there. And then the one episode that strikes me is the last one where he's in the room again, but he's completely written on the walls with blood. It's like completely like not taken care of. He breaks through the wall because the workers all left him there to die. And he just sees this floating meat that's just spiraling. And it's just, that's it. Like, that's kind of like how it ends. And this is the same guy who filmed the one where the kids are like going through the ceilings and the floors.
I don't remember that.
And the unedited footage of a bear.
Okay.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. I love spooky season.
I know, honestly. I feel like we're thriving.
Yeah. I feel good.
Yeah, honestly. But I feel like our next batch might be a little scarier. I hope so, anyway.
I think this batch is very thriller heavy, which is good because I like reading thrillers. I didn't realize I liked it as much as I did, but here we are.
Here we are enjoying it.
Well, today's another thriller. Which one are we reading or talking about today?
I feel like it was kind of spooky. Did you not feel spooked?
I kind of got... I'm trying to think of...
Dude, okay, can I just say, we are talking about Hidden Pictures by Jason...
Momoa?
No, by Jason Rekulak.
Okay.
Can I just say, I would definitely recommend for anyone who wants to experience this book, you need to get either the ebook or like the physical copy of the book because you see the drawings. The drawings fucked me up, bro.
Dude, oh my God, pull it up. I didn't get to see the drawings. Wait, let me download it. No, I listened to the ebook for this one. This one was purely the scribed
You mean the
ebook.
audiobook?
Yeah. Or sorry. Yeah, you
dude, dude, I even like stopped and showed my boyfriend. I was like, this is fucking me up right now. Hold on, technical difficulties. Well, I feel like it was scarier in the beginning because in the beginning, oh my God, we're already getting into the story. But in the beginning, it was very like, aw, cute. He's drawing very cute things. Oh, go.
Tree.
He's in the tree.
Okay. Oh, the sun's so big.
And then.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you get a fucking scary ass picture. Dude. And it fucked me up. I was like, yeah.
Okay, before we start, yes, we are talking about hidden pictures. Why don't you hit us with a summary first?
Wait, hold on. I gotta show you this one picture that fucked me up. Where the fuck is it?
God, it's drawing.
That one.
Oh. She's just coming out of the floor.
That one fucked me up.
Oh, that shit's scary.
She's just under the table. Anyway, so I'm gonna read a spoiler-free-ish summary of Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak.
Yes.
I would recommend anyone who wants something unsettling to read this book. Okay. So we are gonna hella spoil after this, by the way.
I'm gonna text you something because I want to bring it up at the very end.
Oh my god. Okay, so the summary is Mallory Quinn is a 21-year-old recovering addict that is trying to turn her life around when her sponsor, Russell, tries to get her a job as a nanny for the summer. Mallory is interviewed by Caroline, who is a psychiatrist, I believe.
Yeah.
Who seems to like her, like, straight off the bat. And also her husband, Ted. But Ted seems a little bit more apprehensive over her. Mallory does land the job, but slowly she starts to realize that the little boy she's watching, Ted, is drawing some rather concerning things.
Dude, your summaries are so good.
Oh my god, thank you.
I think that if you did summaries on TikTok, you would do really good.
Really? Should I just do that?
You know what you should do? I don't know if you like this type of content, but you know the ones where like people are doing like their makeup and they're like, "Oh my god, you won't believe what happened to me." And they talk about it as if it's happening to them.
But people get so mad with those videos.
Let them get mad.
Hate me, but also like follow me maybe. I don't know.
I hate that you did this, but I am going to save it so I can read it later.
I remember I got really into this one girl who did that for a book. I can't remember what book it was because I was so like, oh my god, he cheated on you?
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then when at the end when she was like, if you want to know more, read this book. I was like, damn girl, I feel
betrayed.
I feel also heartbroken.
Vibes though.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with how we both think
the other feels
about this book because we don't tell each other.
No.
So I think you enjoyed this book, but out of our batch that we've read so far, I know you read more than me, but out of what I've read so far, I don't think this is your all-time favorite book. I'm going to land in middle ground and say you gave it a 3.
Okay, 3. I'm gonna guess you would give it a 5 only because there is a little child involved.
That's weird out of context. I work with kiddos.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Don't make it weird, okay?
I know. So why don't we go ahead and start by talking about Mallory?
Okay. So
our protagonist was addict, but now a woman of God.
Yeah. Okay. So in the beginning of the story, Mallory is actually still not a woman of God. She is going through this study, right?
Yeah.
She gets into this study.
Oh,
yeah. And there's this doctor who she doesn't even remember her name.
Yeah.
And basically the whole point of the study is you go up on stage and there's a group of men in front of you. The subject closes their eyes and they have to raise their hand anytime they feel like a man is staring at like inappropriate parts of their body. And she just astounded everyone. They were like, damn, girl, you got 97% correct. Please, let's stay in contact was what the person said to her. Mm-hmm. She thought her name was like Susan, Susie, Susanna. I just say the same name.
Yeah.
I just say the same name, different variations. I don't remember her name either. But anyway, so they agree to stay in contact, but Mallory then ends up selling her phone for drugs, pretty much. So she never gets into contact with this lady ever again.
What was the point in that?
It was just a study, and she did. But really it just
kind of shows like she.
I think the point of this is to show that she's been through enough that she can tell when someone is looking at her, even if her eyes aren't open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which kind of plays into like unsettling moments later on.
Yeah.
But so. Then she turns her life around. Loves God. She has a sponsor named Russell, and Russell's like, hey girl, there's this job opening. I think it'd be really good for you because it's like in this really nice area. You'll get away.
Yeah.
I think he mentions that, Caroline is like a therapist or something. Like, yeah. I think she'll like you. And so she gets into contact with this couple. And immediately Caroline is super inviting. She's just like, you know what? It's just inspirational when someone can just turn their life around, you know? Like, she's very much like advocate, like, I believe in you kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And Ted is more so like,
wait, you used to do drugs?
Wait, what kind of drugs though? Like rich people drugs?
Because I only accept the richest type of drugs. I only
accept rich people drugs. So please get out. So he is trying to make her feel uncomfortable. But I think at this point, Teddy shows up, and I think he seems to like Mallory.
He really likes her.
Right? And so because they are able to form a slight connection, that's when Caroline is super excited. She's just like, she's perfect. And she tells Mallory, don't worry, I'll talk to Ted. I'll make sure that he's team Mallory. And so Mallory leaves not really knowing if she got the job. But then later on she gets like a phone call or something and she lands the job.
But she lives on site, right?
Yeah. So in this really nice house, like imagine it surrounded by just greenery, like greenery, forest, whatever. And then detached from the house is like a cabin, and that cabin is where she's staying at. And they renovated it, so it used to be like a tool shed. Yeah. And now it's like her 1-bedroom place. And she does say that it's like small, like the shower is really small, but she like loves it because it's her own home.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Oh, good Mallory. Good for Mallory. Yeah. I did want to mention too, one of the things that Ted was apprehensive about too was the fact that because she was a drug addict, even though she was like, you know what, I'll submit drug tests every single day if that's something you want to do. He does mention,
well, she says weekly, no? Yes. Like she has like the pee cups in her little backpack. Like, there you go.
Poo, poo, like everywhere.
She's like already peeing.
On command, bitch.
And I feel bad for Mallory because of like, you know, the amount of times that she's relapsed. She does mention like peeing for her like in front of people is almost like normal. Because obviously, like, they have to watch you while kind of giving you some privacy, but, like, they still kind of have to watch you.
But at this point, she's 20 months sober.
So, yeah, something like that.
Good for her. But Ted does mention that he wants to make sure it could be someone reliable, because it's like, I could hire someone amazing, but why should I hire you? Don't you know that Teddy, like, he has separation anxiety, so I can't just hire anyone who's just gonna leave him.
And then also he makes her feel bad. Like, do you even know like French? Do you know Spanish?
Do you even do the good drugs?
Yeah, like what are you gonna offer my son?
Yeah, speak French right now, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If we were sponsored, if we were sponsored, we just start speaking French. Anyway.
Yeah, idiota. It's like every language. Those are the only 2 languages I know.
Okay. Then what happens?
So Mallory gets along with Teddy so well. Oh my God. I love the way that she is with kids.
Yeah.
She's so good at like talking to him in a way that's like respects his views. You know what I mean? So because it's pretty early on when he starts talking about Anya, right?
Yeah. So he mentions Anya almost immediately, and it's kind of like a comment, like, "Oh, Anya was over there" or something. And Caroline and Ted are immediately like, "Oh, you know, kids, young kids with their imaginary friends." And Mallory's she's kind of like weirded out by it, but not too much. It's just like, okay, well, that's kind of sad. It's because he's isolated. He feels very alone. So yeah, she learns about Anya.
I like the way she handles it though, because she never goes like, who the fuck is that bitch? She's always like, oh, what Anya say? Yeah. Can you tell me what Anya did? Where's Anya right now? And dude,
he's my like God, right behind sucks. You. Behind you, bitch.
No, but it's funny. Well, there's this one part where she's like, let me just see what I can dig out of him. And it's like, so tell me about Anya. Where's Anya? Like, where the fuck is this girl? You always talk about her. Yeah. And then he like kind of breaks character in a bit, and it's just like, I know Anya's not real.
Yeah.
And that
it almost sounds like rehearsed, right?
Yes.
Like he has to say that. Like, Anya's not real. I know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anya's over there.
I know. Anya's not real. Not you, Anya. I'm not talking about you,
I'm
Queen.
not talking about you, Anya. Don't worry about it. I really liked Mallory's relationship with Teddy. Oh, that's the batteries. Oh, yeah. I really liked Mallory and Teddy's relationship because they like play games. Oh my God. Hello? What is going on right now?
It's the racing.
They play a lot of games together.
Yeah.
Like very like creative, like imaginative games, right? Like they'll be going through the forest or they'll rehearse all of the Wizard of Oz together. Like they'll go line by line. It's like she takes 3 characters, he takes all the other characters, you know. So they're very like imaginative, and they also like swim a lot. Mm-hmm. Also, it's revealed that Mallory is a really good runner, like because she did track, I think is what she did. Yeah, so she's a really good runner.
And she meets someone through that. She meets a guy named Adrian.
Adrian is actually the gardener. So he's like doing something in Caroline and Ted's house.
Yeah.
And Teddy is like, oh my God, Adrian, I wanted to give you something. And then he goes back home. And that's when Mallory kind of like introduces herself. And immediately it starts off with a lie, which is like not the best way to start a friendship. But she's like, yeah, I'm going to Penn State. What about it? And he's like, wow, that's so cool. For what? And she's like, track.
No, it was like for teaching. And it's like, you mean education? It's like, yeah.
No, she tells that to the mom.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. It is 2 lies.
Yeah. So she starts off by saying that she got a scholarship through track. Yeah. That's what she tells Adrian. He doesn't really probe more because then Teddy shows up and he's like, hey, I drew you something. So we can tell that Teddy is a very like artistic kid, right? Mm-hmm. And he is left-handed, which Mallory's like, oh my God, me too. So they kind of like also bond with that. And so Teddy gives Adrian the drawing, and it's of him with like his little hat and like his little overalls or whatever. He's like gardening. So that's when she meets Adrian.
Yes. And they also bond over working out. Because don't they work out together?
Do they?
Yeah, they go swimming together in the pool and do laps. But then Adrian keeps overlapping her. She's like...
I don't remember that, but maybe.
And there's also another character that she meets.
Mitzi is, I believe, like their neighbor, but because they have money, it's like their neighbor, but like from a distance, you know?
But poor neighbor.
But Mitzi is somebody who is well known to be like a psychic, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And I say quote unquote because Caroline and Ted are immediately like, ew. No. Like, no. Like, here in this household, we're all about science. So when Mallory was hired, they gave her, like, strict rules. And one of the rules was you can't talk about religion.
Yes.
Because they're science people. But anyway, so she meets Mitzi. And Mitzi is, like, a little unhinged. Just a little bit. I can't really remember their first meeting. But I think she makes a comment about the cabin. Oh, yeah, she tells her about the cabin. She's like, damn, who used to live there? She got murdered in there.
Oh, yeah.
She's my God. And you're living in there? Do you hear things in there?
Sucks to be you.
I know. All right. Oh, my God. Kind of scary, actually. Mm-hmm. And so Mitzi is a psychic who people go to like, read their tarot or whatever. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Mallory recognizes that she is definitely unhinged.
Mm-hmm. So going into the story I don't know how deeply we want to talk about this, but just to say, when the whole Anya thing starts to get pretty specific, mm-hmm. I think it is. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think the thing that triggers it is that Teddy starts talking to himself. Mm-hmm. And then Teddy has like in his quiet room. Time mm-hmm. too. And it's like, what the fuck is Teddy doing in there? Mm-hmm. And
it's like an hour.
Yeah, it's a really long time. So Mallory, who's worried, is like, okay, tells the parents, and I think the parents are like, nah, he's good. Mm-hmm. Nah, he's chill. He always does that. Mm-hmm. But she ends up getting like a camera because they have security cameras.
A baby monitor.
Is it a baby monitor?
It's a baby monitor, okay. Yeah.
And puts the baby monitor in Teddy's room.
But at this point, he's already drawing like weird things. But his drawings are very like childish.
Yes. But also the weird things that he draws he never shows her. So it's like gone, and it's not until she finds.
Well, no, he was showing her in the beginning. Remember, he was showing all of the drawings.
It's all coming back.
But then she like reached out to Caroline and was like, "Hey, don't you think it's kind of weird that he keeps referencing this Anya?" And then she thinks it has to do with Annie Barrett, which is the girl who was allegedly murdered in the cabin that she is staying at. Dude. And she brings it up to Caroline, and Caroline is like, no.
And then Ted handles it really poorly and is like, Teddy, stop drawing Anya because you're scaring Mallory and triggering her.
Yeah. It's like she's gonna overdose now because of you.
Like, you bitch, how do you feel?
Like, that's exactly the attitude he had, though. He was so like, you're literally gonna make her relapse. Like, please stop. And it'll be on you.
You bitch. Drawing ass, pencil ass kid.
Okay. And so that's why he doesn't want to show Mallory his drawings anymore.
Yeah. And then ends up hiding them. But because Mallory has, like, you know, dealt with drugs, it's like, oh, I know about hiding places. So ends up finding all of the drawings, and they're all very unsettling.
Yeah. And they've changed. Like, his artistic style has completely changed.
Do you have examples of it?
It's like a new person, a new artist.
I think
it's no longer kiddish.
I think Caroline.
So it's like this.
Love it.
Oh yeah, and then he started drawing like someone
bearing a body, and it's like, did that happen to Anya?
Or dragging a body, or just something like that.
And she did ask,
and someone getting choked.
She did ask Teddy about it, and Teddy was like, I didn't draw that. Oh my god.
So it starts to slowly change. Ew. Like, his drawing starts to slowly change. Like, it goes from very childlike, like amateurish, right? And then it goes into very like detailed, very like a lot of
realistic.
Yeah, it's a lot of shading. And so through these drawings, she's seeing that someone was attacked, someone was dragged through the fucking grass, buried, and also choked before all that. But like, the order is all off, like it's all over the place. And also he keeps drawing a bunny, and she's just like, what the fuck?
Yep. So then she does the thing. She puts the baby monitor in Teddy's room and sees that it looks like Teddy's having a seizure and is drawing with his right hand.
Yeah, it's covered in the pencil shavings pretty much. See? Yeah, it's like very, very detailed. It's like
God, I hate it.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, you have to get the book in order to really feel
There's one picture that Teddy draws where it's a man looking into
a grave, pretty much. A
grave. And I'm in the grave.
Yeah, so the perspective is from the grave.
Oh, God. Buried alive type shit scares me.
Oh, my God. Seriously, same. But, yeah, so she's trying to get to the bottom of this. Like, she's trying to figure out, like, what is happening. Because she's convinced that it's this Annie girl who used to live in her cabin. But nobody really knows what happened to Annie from what she knows.
Yeah.
All she really knows is that 1 minute she was gone and her place was covered in her blood. And that was pretty much it. And then she disappeared.
Yep.
But yeah, so she's trying to uncover it. And I feel like the more that she probes, the more restrictive that his parents are, right? Because she obviously wants to let them know, like, hey, I think something serious is happening to your child.
Yeah. She even takes Teddy to Mitzi and doesn't want anything to be like, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna see what happens. And Mitzi pulls out a fucking Ouija board, right?
No, she doesn't take him. She has Adrian watch him, but they're in like close range.
Yeah.
Where she's like, oh, maybe the spirit will pick it up, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're doing the little Ouija board, whatever. I forgot what questions they ask, but like pretty much like all of the answers they're getting appears to be gibberish. But Mitzi is writing down like all of the letters, and she's just like, what are you doing? Like, is this a joke for you? But she's getting upset with Mallory because she thinks Mallory is messing with her. But Mallory's like, no, I'm not doing anything. And also she feels this person there.
Oh,
like she feels her presence. Yeah. And like I think she feels her like behind her. So she's just like trying to communicate, but she can't because it's just saying gibberish pretty much for her.
Yeah.
But then Teddy runs in, and oh my God, I was so scared for Mallory because you just know that Teddy's going to tell his parents, like, she was talking to Mitzi or whatever, because he doesn't understand what's happening. But I think she comes clean, right? Like, she comes clean to the parents?
Well, no, they kind of knew already. Like they were basically like, what were you doing over there? Why are you taking our son over there? And she gets in trouble, but I think they let it go. And I don't remember why they do. But they're just kind of like, no more Anya stuff, no more any of this.
Yes, they're very upset. Oh, and then they hide all of the like pencils, they hide all of the markers, all of the sketchbook pads. And they get Teddy into like Flappy Bird or something, or like Candy Crush. I can't remember which game it was, but they get him like an iPad, right? And they're
iPad kid.
They're like, this will get him entertained for hours. And so pretty much like now he has no access to anything to draw any weird shit. And so everyone feels like, okay, we can breathe again. Everything is good. We're in the clear.
And I hate it because they didn't even consider what Mallory was saying, because there was one point where Mallory was like, look at everything that Teddy drew. This is the reason I took Teddy to Mitzi. And it's all of the really hyper realistic photos. And they're like, Teddy didn't draw that.
Teddy didn't draw it. So they start thinking that she drew that. And she's like, come on, guys. Please.
Me?
If I was good at art, don't you think I would have said that already? I would have brought you my portfolio. Come on.
Oh, God.
So they kind of just start to think that maybe it's her. Oh, but then they do make her take a test, no? To check her urine.
Yeah.
But it comes out clean. So they're just like, okay, something's off.
What happens next?
So I think at this point, her and Adrian start getting a little close, right? Yes. Like she starts kind of telling him like about Annie Barrett and like what she thinks happened in the cabin. And she starts to confide in him in the drawings, and she doesn't know what to do. And then he invites her over to his family like dinner, a house, whatever. And then that's when she realizes like, oh shit, because she never told him the truth of, you know, her life.
Yeah.
He's like announcing to everyone like, here's my friend, she's going to Penn State, she got a scholarship for track. I never asked you what you do though, like what's your major?
Yeah.
And she was just like, teaching. And the mom is like,
education.
Yeah, she's like, because
the little ones
too,
you mean elementary?
yeah the children.
Yeah. You're right. I feel so bad for Adrian too, because you can tell that he wants to further this friendship into like a relationship. But because Mallory feels so bad for lying, they always kind of like, you don't know me.
You don't know me,
you don't,
bitch.
You don't know me.
Yeah, she always puts a little bit of distance between them when moments start to get a little bit like more romantic or a little bit heated or whatever. Because she knows that she's lying. And every time she wants to come clean, he says something that's like, oh, I really appreciate your company. I don't remember. Like, just stuff.
At least you don't do drugs. Am I right, Mallory?
God, literally.
I'm glad you're not a woman of God.
Oh, my God. She's like, yeah, holding her cross.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, literally. Honestly. Ew. So they start to get closer. Yeah. And, okay. What happens so first? Basically, Adrian is like, hey, let's go on a date. And so Mallory is super excited. She's like, oh my God, yes, I've been waiting for this. And so she's getting ready, and Teddy is being really like annoying. He's like, let me play it for like another 30 minutes. And she's like, fine, another 30. Won't
total iPad kid.
You. Yeah, exactly. And so she lays down and she's like, okay, I'm just going to like close my eyes for 5 minutes. But then she wakes up 4 hours later. And Teddy wakes her up and he's like, hey, can I get my charger? And she's like, I just charged that. What do you mean? And he's like, no. And so that's when she notices it's been 4 hours and she sees the walls are like covered in her drawings. And so pretty much what had happened was that she was having a nightmare. Yeah. But she knew that she was having like an out of body experience where whatever spirit is lingering took over her body to draw out other shit.
Oh my God, poor Adrian at the fucking Olive Garden. Like, she's probably...
No, he was going to pick her up. Yeah. But yeah, imagine him just like waiting. Like. So when she realizes that she drew all this shit on the wall, she starts panicking because she's like, oh my God, I am really dead this time. This time, for real, dead. Because Caroline and Ted are coming home from wherever the heck they went. And... they open the door and Adrian is with them, which just makes it so much worse because she doesn't know what to say. So when they look at her and they look at all the drawings, she immediately just starts word vomiting. Like, oh my God, yeah, so I fell asleep. I was possessed. I just started drawing all of these things. Like, look, it's on my right hand. I'm not right-handed. And she's just like trying to tell everyone, like, I guess her side of the story, but no one is really listening because Caroline is like, did you relapse? Did you really do some drugs tonight? Yep. And Adrian's like, drugs? Wait, what? Drugs? And so that's when Adrian finally realizes that she's not who she said she is.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking hate it because I love Adrian.
Yeah.
Oh, same. Gosh. He leaves, right?
Yeah, he leaves because he's just like, I can't deal with this right now.
All I want to do was go to Olive Garden.
I know, and you ruined it. I wanted some breadsticks.
Oh, gosh. And then she's fired.
Yeah, so the way that this happens is that Caroline and Ted are both kind of like, yeah, you know what? I think we're going to throw you your going away party this weekend. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. And then they change all of the locks so she can't get into the house anymore. Yeah. She can just get into like the pool area. So like in the back area. And that's pretty much it. Like she can't go inside anymore.
Mm-hmm. Then Mitzi dies.
I think so. I can't really exactly remember when Mitzi dies, but pretty much Mallory gets questioned and they're like, where were you this night? What happened this night? Whatever. Mm-hmm. And she realizes that Mitzi was murdered. Well, they think that she just had an overdose, like a heroin overdose. But she looks around because she sneaks in there and she's like, this looks too calculated. Like something happened here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me if I'm going too far. I don't remember when the whole saving flower thing is brought up.
I don't remember either exactly. So I think when she starts talking to Adrian about everything, like who she really is and what happened. So when she's talking about her backstory, we learn that she had a sister and she drove this sister and her sister's friend somewhere. I forgot where.
Yeah.
And Mallory just looked at her phone for a second and that's when she got into a car accident. And in this car accident, she lost her sister. That's why she's estranged from her mother. She doesn't talk to her. And that's when her addiction happened, was because of the painkillers that they gave her in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And that's when it happened. And so she starts telling Adrian all of this. And I think they start talking about Annie Barrett or Bennett. Yeah. I forgot her name. But then they also learn that it's not actually her, because someone who's lived in this town for a very long time reveals like, no, Annie actually fell in love with a black man. And during this time, it was very frowned down upon because she was pale. Yeah. So she staged her own like kidnapping or death or whatever. And she actually left with this man. So she's fine. Mm-hmm. So this leaves Mallory really confused because she's like, okay, so if it's not her, then who is it? Yeah. And also many nights that she's been in this cabin, she feels like someone's watching her. Yes. So she's convinced, oh my God, it's this Anya. Yeah, it's Anya. It's the spirit. And so I think through talking to Adrian about this whole situation, they're both kind of like, did we ever consider like maybe Anya can't speak English and maybe that's why she's communicating through drawings? And that's when the light bulb goes on and she's like, I need to get back to Mitzi's house and steal that notebook of where she wrote like whatever on the Ouija board that was being said. And that's when she figures out the whole flowers thing.
Yeah, and she didn't really understand it because it was like, why am I saving flowers?
Yeah,
like because she took flowers. It very literal. Mm-hmm. And then we learn about the person who passed away. I don't remember the name.
I don't remember either, but it wasn't an M. It wasn't Anya though.
It wasn't Anya. It was someone else.
Yeah. So Anya is that language's version of mom.
Yes. So that is who passed away. Mm-hmm. It was a mom, and then Mallory starts to piece it together because it was like, oh, it's not saying save flower, it's saying save Flora. Mm-hmm. But then it kind of like that happens. And then Mallory's at the house and she's talking to Ted and the fucking mom. I don't remember her name. Caroline. Yeah. And how does
So she kind of like.
Thank you.
She kind of realizes like you guys know more than you're letting on. Oh, it's because of this one drawing where it looks like it's a lightning bolt or like some sort of lightning, but she remembers that Caroline gave her like a, what is that called? Well, taser. She gave her a taser. She gave her a taser, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I think that symbolizes that." So she confronts the couple, and she's like, "I feel like you guys know something, and you're not telling me." And she is fucking welcomed by Ted smashing something on her head, and she blacks out.
Yeah, but then they bring up the whole Teddy's gender.
Yeah. So remember, Mallory has all of these drawings, and her and Adrian had tried to piece the whole story together through all of the drawings. And so they realized, like, okay, there's this child. Yeah. There's this woman who's an artist who's drawing a hot air balloon, not looking at the child. The child is with a bunny. She chases a bunny. Then there's this random person who takes her. And you see Anya in the background, like, running after her.
Yep.
And then that's when the whole, like, choking happens, dragging the body in the ground.
Anya gets buried.
Burial part. Yep. So that's what happened. And so that's basically what's revealed in this moment. Because when Mallory wakes up, I think Caroline is, like, ready to, like, inject her with, like, a drug, right? She's like, well, we already knew about... Oh, she's the one who tells her everything. Because she's like, thinks that this is it. Like, she's gonna die. So...
Need my monologue, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so she reveals to her, like, that they couldn't have children. And so one time when they were visiting somewhere, I forgot where, they noticed this artist who was in the park drawing a hot air balloon, and this person was ignoring their daughter who was behind them. And it made Caroline really upset because she had struggled so long to have a child, and it made her very bitter. And she was like, you know what, you don't even deserve this child. And so she stole this child pretty much, which is Teddy, but Teddy is actually Flora, so Teddy's a girl. So when she took Flora from her, obviously when Anya realized what was happening, she went after her daughter, like trying to save her, but she tased her because she wanted to, like, you know, stop her, whatever. Yeah. But she started to have a seizure in response to this, you know, being tased.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, you know what? I think she's going to die anyway. So that's when Ted buries the body or chokes her and then buries the body. Yeah, like, they thought they got away with it, but they quickly learned that no, they already knew that Flora was being followed by the spirit of her mother. Like, they feel her, they know she's there. Yeah. So this whole time they were just gaslighting Mallory because they were like, I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but because you're a recovering drug addict, like, we thought, like, it would take you longer to figure it out because we were so sure that you would just think it's just, like, hallucinations, you know, like, just something like that. And so Ted tells Mallory, this is why I was so mean to you in the beginning, because I didn't want you to get involved.
It was so funny, too, because that weird line that was like, and that's why we didn't tell you about Teddy, because you're religious and you might have something against transgender people.
Oh, my God. I know. Oh. It's like, actually, now that you bring that up, yeah, I do.
Actually, and, like, pulls out the cross.
I know.
But then it's also like Flora, when Flora was taken, went through a moment of, like, where they were silent for a really long time, but they trained Flora into, like, depending on both of them.
Yeah.
And Flora soon became Teddy. And then, like you said, everything that Teddy would say about Anya, anything like that, was always so rehearsed, like, Anya's not real. And I have to trust Ted and Caroline. So even at the very end, when Mallory was trying to protect Teddy, it was very, like, the mom would be like, okay, Teddy, come over here. And Teddy would, like, well, what do I do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Because Teddy was just so trained to always rely on these two people.
Yeah, almost brainwashed, really. But also, it's weird because, so Caroline tried to kill, or not kill Mallory, but, like have her take drugs again so that...
Yep. Messed up.
Yeah, so to mess her up pretty much. But it was like a high dose, right? Or it was laced with fentanyl or something. Yeah. Like, she knew that it was going to kill her pretty much. And so she's giving her monologue. She injects her. She leaves. And then Mallory goes through this like daze where she starts to see Anya. And it almost feels like she's connecting with her in this moment. But then Ted shows up. And Ted gets her out of it. And he's like, oh, I switched the drug with baby powder. Like, you're fine. Like, we can finally leave. You and I are meant to be together. Like, he was so obsessed with Mallory for some reason.
Yeah. Was that ever...
Yeah, I mean, he made advances to her before that. True. Like, he did, like, make some suggestions to her. That. And she knew that this was her only way to survive. Like, if she just played along, she was like, okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was
always us.
Yeah, you, me, and that's it. Forget Teddy. That's weird. Oh, he didn't want to take Teddy. Well, Flora, because the mom just followed Flora anywhere she went. So she was just... or Ted was just like, let's just leave Flora. Like, you know what? Flora's mom and Caroline can fight over Flora. Yeah. Oh, and then also Caroline revealed that Flora's mom never watched her. Like, she was never in the cabin. Like, she just stayed with Flora. The reason why she kept feeling like she was being watched was because there was a camera in her cabin and Ted would watch her. So it's like it went back to that whole study in the beginning of like her always knowing when a man was like looking at her inappropriately.
Hate men.
Me too. Me too, actually. But yeah, so then Ted was convinced, like, you and me, girl, we're going to run away together. But then Caroline shows up and just shoots him. Yeah. And she was like, I don't know, like she was trying to shoot Mallory, but she ends up running away, right?
I think she does.
She runs away, but she also finds Flora, right? Yes. Or no, she goes...
And that's where the whole thing happened. Like, Flora, come to me. Or Teddy, come to me. And there's that whole...
Yeah, where she's just like, yeah. But then at that moment, Flora gets kind of like possessed by her mother, right? Because she just starts brutally killing Caroline.
Dude.
How did you forget about that?
I read this real fast.
I was like, damn, Caroline, she's gone.
Yeah. And then it's the epilogue because it ends pretty like
abruptly, but it does let us know that death, because the police are there, that whole death, like Flora murdering Caroline, she took the fault for that. She was like,
you're right,
it was me, give me that knife.
I know,
let me finish this job.
I'll do one more
for good measure. But Flora was like in a daze, so she doesn't remember anything.
So then it's the epilogue. And in the epilogue, we basically see that Mallory knows about Flora. But because of how Flora is like, you know, there's so much trauma. It's like it's better if you don't communicate with Flora or Teddy if they're not ready to communicate with you. So it's only really if they want to communicate with you.
Well, she goes to visit Flora because Flora's father is so appreciative of Mallory. Yeah. Like he is just like, you can come over whenever. Like, please. Yes. You are literally God sent. Like, we love you in this household pretty much because he appreciates her so much. So he lets her come into their home and he's just like, Flora, come here. But Flora doesn't really seem like receptive to her. She looks like she doesn't want to be there pretty much. And that's when Mallory realizes, like, I feel like I'm doing more harm than good, and it almost feels selfish that I want to see her. Yeah. So this was kind of like her moment of saying goodbye to her. Like, okay, you know what? She's doing good. She's happy. She's playing with other children. She's good now. And so she kind of like mentally says goodbye, but because Flora is kind of just like, can I go now? You know, like, can I leave? And the dad's like, okay. And so then Mallory and Adrian are leaving. And the dad is obviously like, you can come whenever. Love you, girl. When they're when they're leaving, Flora runs up to Mallory and hugs her, but doesn't say anything and then leaves. And so the ending of this book pretty much suggests that whenever Flora is ready to hear the truth, because obviously she's going to look up what happened. Yep. She'll find some articles. She's like sending out an invitation, like, you can reach out to me whenever, and I'll tell you everything and anything.
I really liked, too, in the epilogue, how it mentioned that they were willing, they didn't push Teddy or Flora to dress in any type of way. It was like whatever you feel comfortable in, like dresses or shorts or pants, like you do you. Like you don't have to.
Yeah, like you don't
force yourself one way or another.
I appreciated that too, and also there was a moment near the beginning where when they were Teddy, or when we thought it was Teddy, when they asked like about her body parts, no?
Yes,
where she asks about Mallory's body parts, like, well, what do you have down there? Yeah, because I think Flora was confused like about what was going on down there. And I think Mallory does respond, but she just takes it as like, oh, it's just
kids asking questions.
Yeah, curious, I guess. So just like the little moments where I'm like, wow.
Dude, I need to reread this
That
shit.
makes sense.
I feel like I read it too quick. I was super invested in the middle. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to finish in time. Dude, it's crazy because I did not expect... I thought Anya was just going to be like, oh... Ghost of the week type of shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I thought that's what this was leading towards. I didn't think that the parents had anything to do with like a kidnapping. So when they were evil, I was like, oh, they're entitled and evil. Like,
they're rich and they're bitches.
I just thought they were rich and spoiled. Like I thought that was the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the twist was good because I definitely didn't see that coming. I really expected it to be Annie and just wanted to fuck some shit up.
If I had read that ebook at night, that would have fucked me up.
It fucked me up, bro. It was nighttime when I was reading that. I was just like, these drawings are so scary.
Yeah, I can't.
Because they gradually just get like creepier, you know?
Yeah. Oh, hell no. Hell no, dude.
Go read the book, guys.
Ebook or book.
Fucked me up.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They didn't hit in the Audible. Like that didn't hit.
No, definitely not. Like a day wouldn't have hit for me.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that. Luckily, thank God, when I first started it, I was with my boyfriend. He was doing his own thing. I was doing my own thing, and I literally stopped at like the first scary picture. I think the one where she's just standing next to him, or maybe it was the one under the table. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I literally stopped and I was like, "Look at this."
Just so triggered. Oh my gosh.
Like, what are you reading? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
What are I feel like you have so much. You're very invested in this. What did I say you were going to give this a 3?
I don't remember.
Dude, I feel like you're going to give this shit a 5. Oh my gosh.
I was so fucking into this story. Dude, I was in. I think this is the last story of the ones that I read. Yeah. That I read. I was like, damn, I can't read anything else. I need a break. Because I tried to start the next book in our batch, but I just couldn't get into it because I was so into these fucking pictures. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Do you feel...
I was scared. I was really scared. I was terrified.
Would you put this more towards horror?
Yeah, I would. I would. With that little ghost following Teddy Flora around? Yeah, I would.
Teddy Flora.
To Flora? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I hate that it helped that she knew when people were watching her, mostly men. That's so gross, but also like that is something she had to learn how to live with, which sucks.
I know. And then also because this case became so popular, that researcher, I don't know if they were a doctor, whatever they were, reached out to her and was like, hey, saw you on Good Morning America or whatever. But she never really reached out to her. It was just kind of like a thing. And I think her mom reached out to her too, right? So
I don't really like the whole idea of fucking Ted having his 2-minute wonder, like, it's gonna be you and me, babe, just to be shot.
Bitch.
Fucking, if you were gonna be evil, at least know how to aim.
I know, literally.
That's kind of...
Well, Caroline shot him.
Yeah. Adrian was a good boyfriend.
I think he died, no? Ted?
Yeah, Ted died.
That sucks.
Adrian was a very good boyfriend.
Yeah.
I loved him. He was so sweet.
I was so stressed when she just like kept lying to him. Like the lies were piling up. I was like, damn, he's gonna be so sad.
I know. Oh, no, he was so good though. What were your overall thoughts?
I think I already said that.
Yeah, you said everything,
Did I
dude.
say that? I don't know.
I feel like I need to reread this.
I feel like I was talking a lot in this episode.
Yeah, you were, because you carried.
I was passionate about this one.
Which is good.
Read Hidden Pictures. It's so good.
I need to read it. Like that. I think that's what I need. I need to actually see it, because those pictures fucking are scary.
I was so scared.
And those hyper realistic ones are, God.
Yeah. My overall thoughts was that I was really into this book. I feel like we've been hits after hits after hits.
Yeah.
At least for me anyway. And I just felt like I was so scared. I was really scared. And I feel like most horror books don't really scare me, but I feel like it's just seeing the progression of like a kiddish drawing, something is off in this drawing, and then it just slowly becomes more and more realistic, like the style. Oh my God, I was so scared. And I had no idea where the story was going. I feel like, I don't know if I love that it was Caroline and Ted, but I mean, it is shocking to me. I did not expect that. I just feel like I kind of wish it was like a different direction. But at the same time, I guess I'm fine with it. I don't know. Like, I feel like talking to you about it, I still need to process like some details in the story.
Too. I'm like fucking like, did I miss everything?
But I feel like overall I am like satisfied with the book. And then it really like hit me that Flora was like kind of like distant with Mallory, but at least she like gave her a hug and then just like went off to do her own thing. I feel like that's good though, because she needs to be like on her own, like nothing that reminds her of the whole kidnapping and her mother's murder, right? So I appreciated that. I feel like I really loved this book a lot, actually. But it's weird because going into when I finished it, I don't think I would have given it a 5. But I feel like the more I talk about it, the more I love it. And I think I would give it a 5. Like, dude, oh my God, I love this book.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna just solid give it a 3. Only because I feel like I need to reread it. But the way you explain things, you just explained that shit the same way you explained Unfriended to me.
Oh my God.
There's like this running on thing when Yajaira was in college, and I was too.
We were in different colleges.
And you texted me. And you were like, do you have time? And I was like,
because it's serious.
Yeah. And I remember you had texted me before that, like a few hours before that. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to hang out with my roommates. I think it was your roommate.
My roommate, yeah. My roommate and her friend.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we're going to go watch Unfriended. And I was like, okay, have fun.
And I was not excited, by the way. Can I just say I was not excited to watch Unfriended. But it was my roommate's friend who really wanted to go see it. And I think it was on a Tuesday. Oh my God. Because Tuesdays they would have like a sale. Like it'd be like $5 day or something like that.
Yeah. So I do remember you not being super excited to see it. But I was like, okay, have fun. And so you left. And a few hours later, you just texted, do you have time? And I was like, yes. And so you called me and you were like, Cheli. Oh my God. And you like, okay, screen fade in. Character start. And you told me it took as long as the movie was for you to explain the movie to me.
I was so angry. Oh my God. I felt like I wasted my life watching Unfriended.
I do feel like this book specifically, I need to give it more time because it's I feel bad. You know when you read something and you're like, I didn't digest that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you just made me feel the same way you made me feel about Unfriended. I like gaslighted myself for such a long time thinking I had watched that movie.
You did. You watched it through my eyes.
And it's so funny because I actually watched it last year and I was like, have I seen this before? Like, this is so weird because I've seen it, but I've also never seen it.
But you have seen it.
That's kind of now how I feel about the book because I read the book, but I was like, wait, what the fuck? It's deeper than I thought. There's lore. Same vibes, different hat.
Oh my God, dude. I was so upset with Unfriended. Literally, I ranted. I was like, this shit sucked. I think I was just really upset because I wasted my $5.
I know. That was your big thing.
College time, that meant a lot, okay?
I should have asked for my money back.
I should have. People walked out during that movie.
You told me.
I'm so glad you remember that moment, though.
I think about that a lot. Dude, you're really good at summarizing things and retelling it. You make me feel like I'm there.
Thank you. I try. That means a lot.
I do think I'm going to reread this, but after we're done with both of our batches. Because
we have so much.
We have so much to read.
But
overall I did enjoy it. I really liked Mallory as a character. Mm-hmm. I like that it's funny because like she's flawed, but also not really.
Yeah.
But it's her people's perception of her. So she's viewed very like, oh yeah, you know, we don't have to trust her. Oh, she ain't gonna do that well. But she's that bitch.
Yeah.
She's that bitch.
And she really cares about Flora, so.
Yeah, she does. Oh gosh. I'm okay with the way it ended too. With the whole like, if she's ready, she's ready. If
she can reach out whenever.
If they're ready, they're ready. Yeah. Oh, love that. Oh my God.
So you would give it a 3?
Yeah, thank you for carrying this shit.
You're welcome. I'm here for you. Is this the last book you read in the batch?
Yes.
Oh, it was?
Can you tell? I was like...
Yeah, you were like, fuck. Oh my... When does it end?
Dude, I was like, I just need to get through this shit. But, yeah. Oh my God, I need to read it again, though.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you so much for everyone who's listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere else you get podcasts on. Thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars and a review of what you want us to read next. Remember, it is spooky month, so keep it spooky.
So let us know.
Yeah.
Scare me, guys, please.
And if you want to help us more with like engagement, if you can tell your friends, family, loved ones, anyone
ones, frenemies
about us, that would help, because the best type of exposure is through word of mouth. Thank you.
Yeah, and another way that you can help us out just a little bit more is through Patreon. So we made a Patreon, and for right now, it's really just a way for us to really see who likes what we do, especially because we do twice a week. I feel like that's a lot of work on us, especially with our crazy schedules.
Oh, yeah.
So if you would like to do that, you can find us on patreon.com/bookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, hello, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. But why don't we end by reading a negative and a positive review of this book? What do you want to read?
I'll do positive this time. So this is on Goodreads from Nilufer. They gave it 5 out of 5. I'm not going to read everything that they wrote because it's kind of long, but here's a little snippet. It says, "Oh my goodness, this is absolutely fantastic. There are so many aspects that I absolutely adored while reading this book. The chilling atmosphere of the guest house, the clever incorporation of famous horror movie themes like The Ring and Insidious, the masterful storytelling that keeps you on the edge of your seat, the spine-tingling sensation of constantly feeling like someone is watching over you, and those final twists that hit you like a slap in the face because they're so unexpected. I have to say, this is one of the best things I've read in a long time. The seamless blend of horror, psychological thriller, mystery, and suspense genres is simply perfect."
So this is written by Girl with the Pink Ski Mask is on Vacation. Gives it a 1 out of 5 stars. I'm not going to read everything, but if you find this, please read it because it's so funny. It says, "Thank you so much to my fellow Bookstaho for gifting me this book. While I didn't love it as much as you, I think we're even because you disliked mine. Writing, Lamau out of 5. Plot, Lamau out of 5. Ending, Scooby-Doo out of 5. And then my opinion, Lamau, live, laugh, love vibes are done. Girl with the salty ass reviews is back in full force. I guess this is technically horror. It has supernatural elements, that's for sure. And if you all know me, I'm a big scaredy cat and averse to the woo-woo. In fact, I am such a scaredy cat that Pirates of the Caribbean shook me to my core as a young girl. But this right here, nah. I read darker, scarier, creepier shit in my previous neighborhood Facebook group. Now those are some psychos. I also understand that my disbelief needed to be suspended, which I'm happy to do, but I don't even know why I was suspending it for, because this book gives me nothing but rising blood pressure. Mallory was a big dum-dum, and I actually found myself hoping she was the one getting strangled in the pic, but alas, she was just the plain old protagonist or whatever. I simply cannot get into it without spoilers, so spoiler. And I'm just going to read one of them. When the mom says she doesn't have any attention span for poetry, so Mallory recommends Harry fucking Potter. Lamau, okay, she can't even handle 30 words per page, but yeah, toss her a thick-ass novel. Good choice. I love when people go off.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Go read this. It's amazing. But okay, thank you so much, and we will see you later.
Bye.
Dude, you carried this shit.
I carried.
It's like the group project when 1% didn't read the book. Yeah. I did, I swear. I just read it fast.
Did you? Pop quiz.
Who's the main character?
How many children? How many child?
1.
Wait. How many ghosts were there?
One. Wait. I know. Okay, it's a trick question.